Today we will see image formation by concave lens. Today's session we will see first image formation by concave lens, second sign convention, third lens formula, fourth magnification, and fifth power of lens. So first point we will see image formation by concave lens. In that first, when the position is at infinity, at that time the position of the image will be on the focus, size of the image will be point size, and nature will be virtual and erect. So before starting this, we will see the tracing of concave lens. For that we will see ray tracing for a concave lens. Three rays are traced easily. In that first one, the horizontal ray which is striking over the lens that bends outwards because it is diverging lens as if it had come from the near focal point. A ray through the middle of the lens when it strikes on the lens at that time without disturbance it continues the straight line. Third, a ray from the object headed toward the far focal point continues horizontal. Now we will see our first point from the table, that is when the object is at infinity. At that time which type of image we are getting, that we will see through the experiment. Now see in this figure, rays coming from a far away distance from the infinity, it converges or focus on a single point, that is the focus point. It is also called as focus. Image is point size and virtual. So as shown in the table, at infinity we are getting the image on the focus, point size image we are getting, and the nature is virtual and erect. Now we will see our second point, when the position of the object is between optical center and infinity. At that point we will get the position of the image between optical center and the focus. Size of the image will be very small and nature of the image will be virtual and erect. This we will see through diagram. Now see in this diagram, the object is placed anywhere between optical center and infinity. At that time where we are getting the image between optical center and the focus. Size of the image is small size as compared to object, and nature of the image is virtual and erect. Did you understand? Okay. Now next point we will see, that is lens formula. The formula showing the relation between the distance of the object u, the distance of the image v, and the focal length f is called the lens formula. So the below the formula is given, that is 1 upon v minus 1 upon u is equals to 1 upon f. In this, v is image distance, u is the object distance, and f is the focal length. Note down these things in your classwork notebook. Now we will see this lens equation. First of all, we will write this equation, that is 1 upon f equals to 1 upon v minus 1 upon u. In this equation, there are three unknown quantities: u, the object distance from the lens; v, the image distance from the lens; and f is the focal length. To understand this, let's consider a case for a convex lens where the object is placed beyond to f1. What will be f here? It is the distance between the optical center O and the principal focus of this lens. This distance will be equal to f. and this distance will be u and this distance will be v. All spherical lenses as well as for any position of the object. However, we can't use this directly. There are some sign conventions that must be used before using it. And what are those sign conventions? We follow the Cartesian sign convention. Do you remember Cartesian sign convention which we used for a spherical mirror? Here they are. The object is always placed to the left of the mirror. Distance are always measured from the pole. Distances to the right are positive, to the left are negative. Distances above the principal axis are positive and below the principal axis are negative. The concept is similar for the lenses. For our lens, we assume that the optical center as an origin, so that first convention we follow is that we always keep our object to the left of the origin or the optical center. Can you guess the second convention? The second convention that we follow, that we measure all the distance from the optical center. For example, if we take this point as an object, the distance is measured like this from the optical center. The third and fourth conventions are easy. Here they are. What is that we measure above and below the principal axis? Yes, the height of the object and the image. And what is we measure right and left of the optical center? Yes, the position of the object and the image. But according to the first sign convention, the object is always placed to the left of the optical center. This means that the object distance from the lens will always be negative, but the image distance will be positive or negative depending on its position. What about the focal length? Well, the focal length can be measured from both the sides of the lens, right? Isn't it same for the both sides? Which is why there is fifth rule that tells us the sign conventions for the focal length of the lens. For a convex lens, the focal length is considered to be positive and is considered to be negative for a concave lens. So these are the 5 sign conventions which we are using for the lens equation. Now next point we will see magnification. It is denoted by capital letter M. The magnification due to a lens is the ratio of height of the image h2 to the height of the object h1. Here h1 is the object height and h2 is the image height. So the formula which we have, that is magnification is equal to height of the image upon height of the object. That means magnification is denoted by m and it is equal to h2 upon h1. Here the next line, it is given the magnification due to lens is also related to the distance of the object u and that of the image v from the lens. So magnification is equals to distance of the image upon distance of the object, that is m is equals to v upon u. Now we have performed this experiment in our childhood. So they are telling that take two convex lenses of different size, collect sunlight on a paper using one of the lenses. The paper will start burning after a while. Note that time required for the paper to start burning. Repeat the procedure for a second lens. Is the time required the same in both the case? What can you tell from this? We know that from this the time taken will be different for different lenses because the power of lens will be different for different lenses. So we will see our next point, that is power of lens. क्या होता है ये power of lens? The power of lens means the capacity of lens to converge or diverge incident ray, and that is called the power of lens, and it is denoted by the capital letter P. The power of lens depends on its focal length. Power is the inverse of its focal length, F. F is expressed in meters. So the unit of power of lens is diopter. That means P is equals to 1 upon F, and that F will be measured in meters. So for 1 diopter it is equal to 1 upon 1 meter. And our next point is the combination of lenses. Means at a time if we attach one or more lenses at that time. See the condition what they are telling. If two lenses with focal length f1 and f2 are kept in contact with each other, the combination has an effective focal length given by 1 upon f is equals to 1 upon f1 plus 1 upon f2. Means only addition is there of the two focal lengths. So similar way, if we have to calculate the power of two lenses at that time, the power of lens will be the addition of other lenses. Hope you have understand today's video. Thank you.